To this day, there are over 2,000 different 2TC combinations, and this is one of them, the XXXL Trap and the Perma-Spike. Obviously with white hot spikes because DDTs and camo LEDs. So anywhere along here, the engineer will do very good. Balloons are able to come up and down multiple times before they get to the very end, which is along here and then over there to the exit point of resort. If the balloons were smart, then they would just go this way to the exit rather than going around this resort. But because they don't, we're going to resort to extreme violence in the form of many nails and many spikes. Yeah, you want the top cross pathing with this XXXL Trap paired with another tower because the Perma-Spike needs some early support in the form of when it's a deadly spikes or the predecessor to that long life spikes. Yeah, they need some help when it comes to whistling down Moab HP and also Balloon Trap to help deal with early ceramics. But what we have going on today is possibly going to be quite a big round 79 regrow farm. Nowadays, if you pair the double gun upgrade with sentries, the sentries from the point when you purchase double gun, those sentries will now shoot out 2 nails rather than 1. But it's not any sentries which were made before you make the purchase, if you get what I mean. They don't just suddenly start shooting out 2 nails. The sentry has to produce them. Bigger stacks, white hot spikes, and then obviously we go down here. You're our only lead counter until we get Balloon Trap. But you are our only camo and camo lead and I was about to say camo lead. I already said lead already, didn't I? Our only DDT counter when we get to the 90s. And the camos, obviously, throughout the entire run. Because we cannot decamo in this tail. This is not the XXXL Trap and Balloon Incineration, which took me 2 videos to complete, mind you, because the first time I could not fathom out round 61. Round 33, just camo balloons, just the spike factory being able to deal with everything. Now when we go to deadly spikes, each deadly spike themselves are able to go through 3 layers, and they last for an additional round in comparison to long life spikes, which only carry over 1 round. So 2 rounds for deadlies. And here is the deadly spike upgrade. Now in this spot, usually if you try and select target then try to put it over this, then it's not likely because you have the cross over there. So you have to quickly press page down, then press over that spot. Unless of course you're targeting priority on your keyboard is a different key altogether. But by default it's page down. But on 39 we're going to be able to purchase the Balloon Trap, and what this is going to do is number 1 enable us to pop lead balloons using the trap, but number 2 it's going to be able to capture a lot of balloons here. So I'm actually going to put you on close for just a little bit. You're going to do some trickle damage against this Moab here. And that means that sometimes the Balloon Trap will be able to sweep up ceramics it couldn't otherwise do because of a lack of damage that the engineer is doing. Yeah, that's why we have this deadly spike factory in general in this spot here, because when we are on set target we can set it anywhere around its radius, but by default when it comes to close it selects the closest spot on the map. And in this spot here, the spike piles will spawn below the deadly spikes factory, but they won't make contact with regular balloons, but they will make contact with Moab class balloons. So then again, the ceramics will have a chance of being gulped up by the Balloon Trap. Now in Chimps, the Balloon Trap and the XXXL Trap only make back the money in which they would otherwise get if they were popping these in the first place rather than absorbing them. So that's why when we get 480 or 475 as you saw there, it only makes back what we would get if we were to pop them. That's a misconception that some people get, is that How the hell can you make money in chimps? No, we're just simply getting that money back. So we're going to go for the Perma-Spike. Number one, it's cheaper, and number two, the Deadly Spikes is just not going to make it as our camo solo throughout the entire game. I doubt it could even solo round 78's camos. But then again, also in that case, it's got to be able to withstand some of the ceramics in which our engineer cannot absorb up with its traps. Regrows, that's obviously going to be a very exciting thing later on. Go on close, and with that, it's able to take out the ceramics. Lovely. I mean, the mob layer. What am I getting to today? Round 51. Camo ceramics going to eat up quite a few of these piles back here, which is not going to be good. Put you back on set target for the moment. Yeah, you're going to absorb some of that up. A lot of that up. Put you on close now. Hopefully that will chip away at the ceramics. The mob, sorry, that's going to appear here. Need more than that. More than that than to chip your way down there. Need another one after that. Good. Back to set target. Won't be possible to pop the Moab on this round using the spikes over here because the pink balloons will keep that occupied. Ah, all of these. Oh, isn't that just great, isn't it? Put close on now. Hopefully this does some impact here. And not balloon impact. The tower, but just some impact on the balloons. Get some of these Moabs. Put you back on set target. If we close too many of these spikes, then what's going to end up happening is that on round 56, we're just not going to be able to take care of all of the camo rainbows on that round. And that is a vital round for this combination. And the other vital round is 79. What happens on 79? Lots of regrows, and this will not be an XXXL trap by then. Not exciting. Hopefully there's enough spike piles. 56. Oh, it did take out all those ceramics as well. This might be a bit dicey here, and we are going to not run out of spike piles. Lovely. Good, to swallow them up. These sentries did enough damage. Ah, now we can buy the Perma-Spike. But you do produce them at a very slow rate, and since we've only got a few of them out, a little bit worried about these Moabs. But alas, my worries were for naught. Okay, so for a little bit of time, we're going to have the Perma-Spike permanently on this spot here, where we can instantly take out the Merle class layer, and then the engineer will deal with the rest. And there goes the camo LEDs. Lovely. Round 60. This will be able to instantly take out this BFB along with the Moabs, and it just leaves the ceramics to, well, both of these. I doubt you're going to be able to absorb up all of the ceramics from this. Nope. Doesn't look like it. Maybe it can with some of these? Perhaps? Yeah, but now this trap is heavily filled. And there's going to be a lot of regrows on this round. One of the many regrow heavy rounds. 76 I picture, and 79 I also picture. Come on. Absorb these up, please. Thank you. This Perma-Spike, surprisingly enough, is still underperforming in comparison to the Engineer. Come on, Spike Factory. You know you can do more than just that. And you will do. Just give it a bit more time. And give them some Moab class balloons, which are also with the camo status on them. Or property, sorry, rather. And 64. Yeah, definitely need Perma-Spike first. So things are going swimmingly well so far. Not a single death so far in this entire video. This can be a good combination to use, but your positioning of your towers is so important to making this work. And where you place your spikes as well to make this combination work. You can't just place your spikes anywhere. They've got to be able to do something. So I'd say either close here or at the very end. Yeah, since the Moab class balloon has a bigger hit detection box, then the spikes are able to hit the Moab layer, but none of the ceramics inside until they actually get to this point where they're about to exit the map. Soon enough, these traps will be able to absorb these pizzas later on. Just not right now, though. These traps, a little small. But no matter how big, there's no such thing as a bat that can be swallowed up. Come on, trap. I need you. I need you to perform a bit better. A little better. A lot better. Infinitely better. Now, there's something good about the XXXL Trap not being able to detect camos, and that is, well, any DTs will just trundle along by, and let's say round 95, then the XXXL Trap will be able to target the fortified Moabs on that round. So it's only got to worry about swallowing up the fortified Moabs throughout that round, rather than needing to worry about swallowing up DDTs if they're decamoed. 72 has a lot of regrows as well, as you can tell. As you can tell, lovely. Yes, I know, a video in 2026, and it's not on 3 mines round? The blasphemy of you flare balloons. 74 being cleared up. That's the rest of the BFB ceramics, for the ceramics which are not fortified. Although one time I did mispronounce them as mortified. They're not that fortified if they're mortified. Although I suppose they're fortified in their being scared factor if they are mortified. Or they are completely astounded. Just like the fact that the trap cannot entrap all of these regrows on 76. We need a bigger trap for these. You could say that they are an XXXL trap. Okay, I'm going to move you to set target now, because I do need a wall at the back here in order to survive all of the regrow onslaughts on 79. The only other thing we could do is actually deploy some spikes over here on 79 to prevent a regrow farm from happening. But then we won't get to that 48.6k a little bit later on in the run, which would not be ideal. But unlike long knife spikes or deadly spikes, if you need to retry a round, the perma-spikes will not disappear. But with the T3 and T4 spikes, they will disappear if you, as the player, do not succeed throughout the round. And then you find that the spike piles you had at the beginning of the round are no longer there. Okay, that's some of those removed. Trickle that down a little bit. One mob left to take care of. And that is that. Okay, 79. I'm just going to see how this turns out, actually. We'll try this, but I don't think this is going to succeed very well. Like, once we get spikes over here, it's fine, but obviously it's not going to help us in the long run here. Please, would you go over there? Thank you very much. Okay, as soon as we get the money for the XXXL Trap, we're just going to buy it. No hesitation on that matter at all. At all. Moab incoming. Not trying to sound like Churchill, but there you go. XXXL Trap. And now the game is set and matched. Leave your perma-spike there. And then for the other 20 or so rounds, you can make yourself a coffee or something, because this run is in the bag. Unless, of course, you put your spikes over here for some odd reason. Just let the big trap do the work. It's now the perma-spike's time to relax and not soak up a lot of regrows. Except round 95 though, and 90, and 93, and 99, and part of round 100. Yeah, just have your mouse over here so that when the trap is filled, it's going to be claimed. 1, 2, 3 BFBs, 1, 2, 3, 4 BFBs, 1, 2, 3, fortified, 1. Yeah, 2 for the fortified ones. But if you add deconstruction, it essentially means it can swallow up the same amount of balloons regardless if they're fortified or not. It deconstructs the fortified aspect inside the trap. That's many Moabs to swallow up. You can see why we put the engineer across here, mainly across this part of the track here, because many loops around, many opportunities get swallowed up in the trap. And at this point, the sentry's only purpose is to enable us to construct these traps faster. But the sentries themselves are pretty useless now. I mean, suppose they look cool. They're green. They're environmentally friendly. Just like these ancient ZOMGs. Get swallowed up. If I could save those butterflies, I would. That's strapped on top of the ZMGs. But the butterflies chose their life to be on the ZMG, therefore they're going to pay the price for it. Nature or not. What about round 87? 1 trap, 2 trap, 3 trap, 4 traps, 1 trap, 2 trap. 89 is going to take many traps to delete this round. It handles Moabs very well. BFBs sort of well. ZMGs, it just takes 1 ZMG and the whole trap is filled up. This is where you shine, Perma-Spike. To deal with the camo threats. Deal all of these ceramics, that's great. Frosties, they taste great. And swallow those up, lovely. Now, I'm more of a Kellogg's cornflakes kind of guy. But I also don't have milk with my cereals. I like the crunch of them. 93. Yes, we're saying tree in Irish. Tree. Rather than saying 3. 94 is going to go down swimmingly well. You could say it's going to be entrapped by my means of luring them in. As you could tell, I'm not exactly the most romantic of individuals. I cannot come up with a romantic line to save my own life. DDTs. Goodbye. Would it swallow up all of round 96? It's just these fortified Merbs over these BFBs. Can we? We should be able to. Ah, they're on their last lap around. Okay, swallow up these ones. And that one gets swallowed up. Lovely. Go away. It takes every bit of strain from me to delete all of you. I don't think we should get rid of the spot. No, I think the spot is fine. But we shall remove you from the spot. 98 getting swallowed up. If anything, the sentries are a hindrance if they do somehow pop down a Merl class balloon. Which is not the case. Lovely, lovely. Goodbye. And this ZOMG also for the entrapment. 99. Fortified DETs. All the regular Merls get swallowed up by the trap. As so. Now I hope that over here the bad is going to be able to be affected by these spikes because its hitbox is so big. But is this close enough to the track? No. What about the second time round? No, that's not close enough. We're going to have to redo this round. Yeah, if these spikes were a little bit closer to this portion of the track, then the bad would be popped by these spikes back here. Like, all of that alone is able to take down the bad layer. Okay, the plan is as followed. You are going to come all the way... I'll say come all the way back around, and then we would be able to swallow up the ZMGs as they're about to come to the exit, but that's a better idea. Seemed like some of the spikes were able to affect the bad air, because surely the spikes we laid out on round 100 alone wasn't able to take out the bad layer? Maybe I underestimated the power of this tower. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It doesn't say 151 there. That's the number of the original Pokédex on how many Pokemon you could collect back in the day. Back in the day when there was only one generation. Anyways, 2TC, XXXL Trap, and Perma-Spike. I guarantee you that if you try and view that in the browser, let's see. My challenges. Yes, it's called No Name because of the X's at the beginning. You cannot even write in the name of 2 towers. The other one being Sky Shredder because of certain letters in between Sky and Shredder. Ah, for goodness sakes. I'm not saying anything in the profanity range in Yakuri. I'm literally just writing out the name of your tower in the challenge name itself. So that's why it comes up with No Name. But thank you all so much for watching, everybody. please let me know what you thought of the video down in the comment section below. And I wonder what the Blaster Populous boss is going to be on Saturday. Today is Tuesday. Use my creator support code whenever you're in the store. Maybe you fancy something mundane, like some money, some Instant Monkeys pack sale while it's still on. Don't know how long that's going to be. When you are watching this, this is most likely going to not be. Ends in 13, but more like 10 or something. That's really odd. According to the page, I've purchased this, but when I click on that, I still need to purchase it, but when I go over here, it says I have purchased this item. So it means I can't equip them regardless. I don't know what's going on there, Ninja Kiwi. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching and take care of yourselves, everybody.